The reason I decided on Blue Like Jazz goes back to I had just finished my first movie and I was looking for another project to do, and my friend Jim asked me if I'd heard of a book called Blue Like Jazz, which at the time was new and not really very well known. So I think he might have actually given me the book. I read it over Christmas, and it was one of those books, even though it's not really a book that you would put down and think, oh, I see this movie in my head. There was just something about it that made me want to turn it into a movie. In particular, there's a scene that takes place in a confession booth that these students build on campus at the place where the story takes place, Reed College in Portland, Oregon. And that scene I thought was so powerful. It's like, I want to see this in a movie. And so I approached the author a month later. He was coming through Nashville, asked him if he would consider letting me option the book and turn it into a screenplay, and he said yes, and then ended up joining me and another longtime collaborator, Ben Pearson, and together we wrote the screenplay. The movie's genre it actually doesn't fit well into any genre. I suppose the closest would be sort of a college age, coming of age comedy drama. We really tried to avoid it being tagged as a Christian movie, even though it's based on a book that's subtitled Non-Religious Thoughts on Christian Spirituality. Partly because the Christian movie genre, I think people in their minds, they think they know what that is already, and this movie would not fit comfortably within most people's ideas of what a Christian movie should be. So we went with more of the college coming-of-age comedy. Movies are an interesting medium for communication. They, tend to reach across all socioeconomic divides. In particular, movies like this, if they're well done, can have a long kind of afterlife in home video in particular. And so, just the same way as the book was geared towards a younger kind of college, post-college crowd, we wanted the movie to appeal to that same crowd. So that was, in many ways, the group we were going for in making the movie. Yeah, so I started as a music and film major in college. Actually, I was a music major and a film minor. And when I got out of college, I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, and I ultimately decided it would probably be easier to be in a rock band in my 20s and a filmmaker in my 50s than the reverse. So I started off in music. I was able to keep one foot in filmmaking by doing music videos for my own albums, and then doing music videos for other artists, and eventually working into longer forms like documentaries, and finally made the switch into feature filmmaking about 10 years ago. But I think music in many ways is a natural feeder into music, into filmmaking. They've got a lot of parallels, and I got to the place where I missed music so much that I've actually gotten back into it. Have a new album with my band coming out this fall, so we'll see if I remember how. Well, anybody who's doing any kind of artistic pursuit, if you are a Christian, we have a phrase, I think it's Latin, soli Deo gloria, all to the glory of God. And so if you're an artist, art is your work, and hopefully your work is to the glory of God. So it's not anything specific or special for artists. It's as Christians, it's all of our jobs to give our work back to God as in a spirit of worship. I actually am going to college myself again. I was asked by a school in Nashville to be their filmmaker in residence, and I thought, well, while I'm doing that, I might as well get my grad degree in filmmaking since I've always wanted to get one anyway. So it's been a great time of life because at the same time as I'm making movies and teaching some classes, I'm also taking a bunch of classes, and it reminds me of all the reasons why I loved being in college and why I loved making a movie about college life.